Hey, this is World Explorer with some tips for how to suck less at online multiplayer. The first rule to success in online multiplayer is to know your strengths and weaknesses. Accepting the fact that you don't have much to contribute at this point will help you lower your frustration level and keep you from trying to be the hero that leads your team to defeat. There's no point in leading your team in kills if you have twice as many deaths. So now that you've accepted that you aren't ready to take the top spot in most matches, it's time to set up a class that embraces that and uses every skill balancing weapon, perk, and equipment there is. For example, find guns that have a high rate of fire and go for hip firing instead of the more skillful aiming down sight. This will reduce the time you need to react in certain situations. Any attachment or perk to increases hipfire accuracy and the range of your hipfire weapon will help in this regard. Add booby traps to your arsenal. People rage about them because they work. They're there, so use them. Go with any perk or attachment that minimizes your appearance on enemy radar. It's time to start thinking a little more cat and mouse. You can run around guns blazing, but you're likely to get killed over and over. Use cover in every possible situation by kneeling or standing behind objects, crouching, laying prone, or peeking around corners in games where you can. The real trick to getting a lot of kills isn't always killing the most people, it's often staying alive long enough to use your score streaks. Don't run down the middle of an open alley, ever. Stick to corners and objects and pass with caution. When you start getting peppered with shots, retreat when you can. If you survive, it's probably best to run to another spot on the map where your enemies might not be as aware of your presence. If you're committed to playing a game and improving at it, I recommend buying the strategy guide. These guides usually come with the multiplayer maps and developer suggestions for what to use in each map for each game mode. Most games come with leaderboards and stats that will show you how well you do with each weapon, perk, and attachment, so look through these. Find what works best for you. Sure, you may like sniping, but if you're rocking a .5 KDR as a sniper while at the same time holding a 1.2 KDR with a certain assault rifle, stick to the assault rifle. Leave experimenting to game modes where you're not playing against real people. Take a look at what people are doing. How are they getting the beat on you? What weapons and attachments and perks are they using? Where are they positioned on the map? Can you get there when the match starts? It's time to decide whether it's best to incorporate these practices or counter them. There's a guy with a thermal scope picking you off every time you come around the corner. Is there a perk that keeps you from being a white-hot target? Probably. That doesn't mean he won't get you again, but it'll give you that extra half second that sometimes can be all the difference. Are there other people on the other team using booby traps and turrets? Probably. We'll try using a perk that shows their equipment on your screen or on your map. The point is, it's a combination of incorporating their tactics and finding ways that counter them that will help you improve. And every game has ways to keep you informed. Use the map to gauge where your teammates are, where they're being engaged, and where they're dying, and most importantly, where they are not. This is the biggest indicator as to the location of your enemies. Are you alone on one side of the map while your teammates are bundled on the other side? Well, don't be fooled, because if that's the case, it's guaranteed you're not really alone. And keep your ears open. Listen for the sound of gunfire and for the sound of enemies moving nearby, because it's there. So, even with all the lone wolves out there, nothing beats communication and teamwork. Find a clan that will embrace you and play with them, or play with a group of your friends. And there you have it. Okay, these are my tips to help you get started on your way to being more effective in online multiplayer. Feel free to stop by, visit me on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook. Jump into the conversation. Let me know if these tips helped you at all, because I'd love to know. All right, I'll talk to you soon, and hope all goes well.